you know, and then just kapow. But the fact that we've developed, I say we, but you know, I'm talking to nerds here. Sorry that if that excludes you. The fact that we don't take into account, or sorry, that we've evolved to react really fast in like a video game setting. Like, oh yeah, my wrist moves super fast because the adrenaline flowing through my body, you know, thinks that me dying in the game is dying for real. And I know it's more nuanced than that, don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of funny to think about it that way. Because, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I react to something in game with such speed that I'm like, first of all, that was cool as hell. Second of all, what is going on up there? You ever look at someone and think what's going on inside their head? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, going a little off the rails, but it's you know, it's where the best rides are, right? Off the rails, the ones that make you fly and for a split second before you get completely, you know, Chewbacca detached from your body. You're like, oh yeah, I can fly. This is a nice little last thought to have before perishing into the unknown. You guys have been having anybody out there? Let's tap into the global consciousness. Any motherfuckers out there dreaming about the end of the world and dreaming of dying in Minecraft? I've been having some strange dreams, man. You know, maybe the apocalypse is coming. Maybe I'm one of the messiahs that are supposed to warn us about the coming dangers. The amount of meteors that have hit me in my dreams so far, at this point I'm like getting used to dying, which is like a weird thing to say. But like in the literal sense, like there's this, I don't know, these dreams where, you know, meteor hits and I'm there standing there like, oh, this is it. And then like it all comes and then it's just darkness and nothing. And then I wake up in a cold sweat like, holy shit, I'm still But it's very jarring. I don't know. I've never had dreams like these before, and they've started like this year, I want to say. I think I had one dream 2 or 3 years ago that I straight up, you know, got killed, and it was so like visceral that I woke up like, and then like I was very emotional afterwards. It's very strange. I don't know. Is your brain trying to, you know, prepare you for death in a way? For like the possibility that, you know, the lights just shut off. It's very interesting to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one. But I Is that weird? Does that come off as like disingenuous whenever I say it's very interesting to me? Because a lot of things are like actually interesting to me, but I say it so often that I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like a filler sentence that he's saying. But no, I'm very genuine, you know. Like I'm very and you know, let's get into something that's relevant to the topic, to what's on screen right now. This friend of mine yesterday that was talking to me all about Dragon Ball, we had a conversation like a week or two ago about the new Dragon Ball game, and you know, the fact that you need points, or like your team drafting, you have points, and then you want to like have, you know, certain characters, and certain characters got certain points depending on how strong they are and how the game isn't very balanced and things like that. If he had told me that same day 2 weeks ago that like his birthday or something like that, my ass would have forgotten it like nigh on instantly. Or if he had told me something about like his life that was important to him, like I don't know, like about his family or something like that, my ass would be like, you know, at the time I would have been sympathetic, but then 2 weeks later I would have been like, oh shit, I don't remember what you said. And then he brings he brings up the family member again. I'm like, yeah, something happened to them, right? Oh, and then now like I'll do the what's their name? The actor that played Ellie in The Last of Us live action. for some reason like Simon Bolton is coming to my head, but I know that that's not their name. It's such a dumb. I know like they were in Game of Thrones or something. I like in Game of Thrones, not or something. But yeah, you know the ad that they've done recently about the AI prompt thing, like reading the email and giving you like a 1-paragraph summary. Which, by the way, like it is like Northern Lion said, it corrupts the soul. If you use that system, if you're not part of the, you know, human awkwardness of forgetting something or just simply telling somebody, no, I haven't seen it. You know, you're morally corruptible and you need help in many ways. Bella Ramsey? Yeah, Bella Ramsey, right? I think I'm in there. I think I got it. Yeah, the ads with them. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, you know, if somebody comes to me and tells me something that is, you know, relevant to their lives, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And I'm there, I'm listening, right? But that information just doesn't stick with me, right? It's not that I don't care. It's like my brain is not built that way. But whenever this motherfucker told me about, you know, the point spending system in Dragon Ball Z fighting game that I'll never play. Like, it's not even a question. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, in maybe 5 years time, whenever I've become like a fighting game aficionado, it will be like part of one of the games. No, it absolutely will not. I can tell you with 100% certainty that I will not be touching a fighting game, at least of my own accord. If somebody, you know, tells me play a fighting game or I'll kill your family, then yeah, sure, I'll play a fighting game. That's fine. I like my family alive. Thank you very much. And so, but, you know, he told me about one mechanic in the game, and 2 weeks later, he started to explain it to me again. I'm like, oh no, I remember that. And he was like, wait, you were listening? I was like, yeah. Why not, you know, if I'm hanging out with somebody, why not listen to what they're saying and imbibe it? But then at the same time, I said the exact same thing I'm saying here. But if you had told me about your birthday, that shit would have not stayed. I'm built different. I don't know what in my brain is like remember all things gaming, even if it's games you're never gonna play again. I think that's why I'm sort of primed to become like not to become, but to, you know, have a bit of a foot in the door whenever it comes to games criticism. I think that's like the only reason why it would work. It's because I can probably call on like a lot of games. Don't get me wrong, it's not like, you know, very simple. I'll still need to do a lot of research probably to like get a well-rounded out point, you know, university essay style. But I had the choice. I think it's kind of cool that that I remembered these gaming informations. Now, is it necessarily a good thing? No, I think it would be more socially acceptable or perhaps helpful if I remembered things that people say to me that actually matter to them rather than just gaming things. I don't know why I'm primed to just like remember mechanics of a game that I have either never played or played a little bit. You know, and don't get me wrong, like knowledge gets rusty. It's not like I'm gonna know everything about every single game, but you know, it tickles me a certain sort of way. That's all I'm gonna say. It tickles me a certain sort of way. Okay. Oh, we spent a long time in this DLC. And it's time, look, like all things, it's time to see what Tannis has been building this whole time, and it's time to say goodbye.
Hey, over here. Yoo-hoo! Yes, you.
Thanks to these new parts, Tannis's masterpiece is complete. It's an android version of Tannis. Now she'll never be lonely again, and she rewards you handsomely for your efforts. Wow, look at that. 139,000 in cash. You know what that is? I will say that is pretty handsomely rewarding. But the gun, don't make me laugh. Beautiful. Wonderful. You have nothing to say?
Let's hope you're more useful than the last one I hired.
Okay, well, very fucking rude. sorry to make you feel a certain sort of way. Now, we're 10 minutes in. I'm thinking, do I start playthrough 2? I don't think so. I kind of want to keep this the Claptrap DLC enclosed. So is there anything else that we can do in this DLC? Anything that we can farm out? I don't think there is, right? I think we're kind of just done with it. So, you know, maybe we farm out the farmery for 18 minutes. That sounds like a plan for me. It's not necessarily, you know, soul healing, but it'll keep us busy. I did not expect 4 more episodes of Claptrap though, and I know it's like, you know, a large part of it is just because of the parts collecting and me perhaps being a little slow with it. But I'm enjoying this conversation that I'm having with myself. Is that like weird? I don't know, because it's part of the job, in quotations, right? Like it's part of this whole thing. Like you know, you gotta keep yourself entertained as well as other people, and as long as I'm, you know, scratching the itch in my brain for a little bit of self-reflection, I'm in a happy place. I can live with myself with that level of cognisance. So let's see. We have 17 minutes. It's probably like we can do just the runs, just the Crimson Chest lands, I guess. Crimson Lands chests, I should say. Yeah. That sounds good to me. That tracks. Okay. So first, ult to get close to him so he doesn't do anything mean to me. Melee him. Whoa. Stop walking as fast as I'm walking backwards, man. Oh, it's a little hard to hit these criticals because of the rounding bullets. Okay. I still think I can kill him before these little guys heal him. Especially because I'm not taking any damage. Yeah, baby, yeah. Okay, bye guys, bye. You guys are gonna be only a problem like for right now. Did you see that? My kill skill makes me have extra ammo storage? Oh shit. That makes sense. Feels like something I would have done. Right, switch me to Lens Chest Run. Put it on the screen. Armory. Let's go. Can you, I think I sucked this one off before. Can you get Poor Lessons before max level? I should probably, you know what, let's confirm that. As we're going to a chest run here. I don't have an Alexa to ask though, so I have to do this like in vivo. How many items do I have on me? Yeah, fuck it. I can grab everything that's in these chests. I can prep myself for a playthrough too. Whoops. You can see my route once more. Welcome guys to another sick episode. This is my route for the farmery. People say that it's like 2% less effective than it could be, but you know me, man. I'm made of my own stuff. Am I right? Sorry. Look, okay, I have great respect for the grind. Also, can I say, and this is not a knock on Shroud, this is more a knock on society. It made me very sad to see the clip where he says, if you want to make it on Twitch these days, you have to grift, you have to, you know, make people mad, you gotta be controversial. And he's, you know, he said it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. It's how you gather fame. So like if I come here and start spitting about, you know, like some controversial shit, like saying some sentences that can be taken out of context, you know, that's where fame comes from, because you get put on LSF or something, and then you get hate watchers, and then you grow your community based on that. But you also at the same time get people who share those views, and you know, they're not by particularly, you know, views that you share. But I think that the more you drink out of your, you know, Kool-Aid supply, the more you're primed to perhaps, you know, become them. So I would rather avoid that, because look, it's not that my actual viewpoint would be changed. but I do think it like corrodes your mind and makes it so like you have to think a little harder whenever you're outside of a situation, because you start priming yourself for hatred, right? You start priming yourself for, you know, always saying some like fucked up shit that will get a rise out of people. And controversial opinion, I know. I think that's bad for your mental. sorry if there are people out there not equipped to hear that, because it's your primary, like, you know, money making machine. But it's simply how I feel about the whole situation. Ooh. Okay, how do you shoot? Let's see. Ugh. First of all, put me in. Second of all, I've already grabbed like 90 things. That's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, well, fuck me. I won't be grabbing shit anymore, I guess. Just out of the lack of ability to do so. Put me in. No, that always happens to me here. Yeah, I'm not. Like, there's nothing to agree. It's factual, right? Like, I can't say I don't agree with what Shroud said. Like, there's nothing to agree. It's simply like, you know, I would trust a guy who's on the platform for 10 years or more at this point to kind of know what he's talking about. So it just made me sad. It's, you know, it's the same as finding out that like, gophers or whatever, those animals that always fall, gremlins, lemmings, they don't actually fall off cliffs. It was just like follow each other off of a cliff. It was just some fucked up shit that some the people who were documenting tried to sell it off as something, whenever they were the ones like essentially corralling them to jump off the cliff, which is kind of fucked up. At least that's the information I have on it. Maybe I'm mistaken. I got psyoped by some information source on that. You know, source dude, just trust me. Or in fact, source dude, don't trust me. Go, you know, do your own research. Come back here and comment that I was wrong about the lemmings. You know, it's a sad state of affairs when hatred kind of drives the platform. And don't get me wrong, right? I make some ad hominems. I'm not afraid to go all in on an imaginary guy. But I like, you know, whose success I really look up to, I guess, is Brox. Brox is like just the most, like, you know, at least, you know, I don't know the guy, nobody does. But, you know, he streams quite often with him carving and stuff like that. And just like such a gentle soul, such like, you know, a stand-up person. And I'm like, I'm glad that he got famous for being nice. You know, that people, that he's like a positive impact on the platform and the world as a whole as a result. Because there's a lot of impressionable young people out there, and whenever they see his content, they, like, you know, some of their rage gets quelled. At least that would be my hope. You know, it's hard to hate wash Brox unless you're of the mind that, ooh, I don't want to be saving and quitting. What the hell? Did you guys see what I almost did? None of you warned me? None of you warned me that I was about to do something absolutely ridiculous? You guys don't have my best interests in mind, man. Neither does this rocket launcher, apparently. Okay, well, we're gonna be here a while, folks. I say a while, it's just another, like, run. Another 10 minutes or so. You know what? I'll make the executive decision now. So that's the end of Liv's story time, pretty much, with the Claptrap. My final thoughts before we move on to playthrough 2 and over to, you know, achievement hunting and like max level getting, and you know, I'm probably not gonna finish off these quests, but you know what I'm talking about. Final thoughts on the whole game, having now played and, you know, read every quest out loud. It definitely made it a little bit more enjoyable. I liked having the reasons behind it, but I still think it was a little bland. Like, maybe I'm just disillusioned, or, you know, have become less influenceable, like, or influenced by these things. But the feeling that I had playing WoW 4 years ago and reading through every quest and really enjoying like the fact that I was getting 10 bare asses. Much different than the feeling I got in this game, particularly as we moved from DLC to DLC. I think in terms of strength, obviously Nox kind of gets it out of the park. It has a good enemy. It's a proper continuation of the story. It takes itself, a little serious, not massively serious, but a little serious. I like that it adds more depth to the world, and gives you like this, despite the enemy, being what he is, it gives you this sense of, these corporations really do be out there, and they do be wanting to just cause absolute havoc on shit. And so it makes you think a little. And then next, I would say Claptrap, but can I be honest with you? It was a weird thing reading the quests and then having them pretty much say what the quest was. It's kind of what I've been asking for, but at the same time, it's like, why put those quest descriptions in a third person whenever you could have just, put down exactly what they're gonna say, and then that way it would have just saved me the time, I guess, or the energy of reading through the quests. I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with the whole Claptrap DLC. Again, it's somewhat serious, somewhat funny, right? I still think, despite being proven wrong by Sarah yesterday, the M1, I still think that the DLC itself, that and Zombie kind of felt very Marcus imagination, right? Because in Nox, the narrator is Athena, right? It's not Marcus. And so that gives that DLC a little bit more, this DLC, I guess, more legs to stand on. But the Claptrap DLC, I don't know, very short, very few quests. The environments are cool, the maps are cool, but they are made with a sense, at least for me as a player, of you kind of just go through this one thing once. There's not really any cool farming spots that I'm aware of, at least. The locations are kind of generic, right? Like, obviously I remember Hyperion Dump because I've been there a million times. The Rack Hive Quarry is also kind of cool. But then what? The factory is just, a lot of reused assets, I guess. And same thing goes for the boss fights. The getting them constantly back up again. It's, you can tell that it's a DLC that they had fun making. And so like it's fun to play, but in a critical sense, seeing the story, I don't know, it doesn't have enough comedy for it to be comedy, and it doesn't have enough serious for it to be serious. It kind of strides the line of some parts of it are, real, and some parts of it aren't. And I think it kind of loses on me. Plus, all the side quests being very generic is, I don't know, it doesn't spark joy, I guess. It doesn't make my little narrative brain light up. And so, as a whole, the base game, kind of cool. You know what? I will equate it to Dune 1. You wish it was a little bit longer, and you wish it went into a little bit more than what it did. As it stands, it's alright, but I'm more looking forward to Dune 2. You know what I'm talking about? Dune Part 2 is where the action happens, where everything kind of comes together, where the world building then finally makes sense. While this game and its DLC is kind of just a bit of a drag. The gameplay, the gunfights and everything is fun. But, some of the heroes take a while to pop off, and Lilith doesn't seem particularly unique. I mean, if you look at the things we have right now, it's just like, what is unique about Lilith is just the two capstones, right? Like, Roland has his turret, which is very unique. Mordecai has, a bunch of gunslinger things, and obviously Bloodwing. Lilith, I mean, elemental effect chance, Phoenix, critical hit damage, you know, accuracy, bullet damage, bullet velocity. I don't know. Lilith feels a little uninspired to me. So as we head on to becoming a DLC, I guess today we haven't been very happy-go-lucky. So do me a favor. Lie, Lith, because that's how I feel. I feel like I've been lied to a little bit by these DLC. Yeah. That's the spin I'll put on it. Let's paint her, you know, white, no, pink, and then a white cake, and at the bottom also white. So guess what? The cake is, you know, you could say that it's real, you could say that it's not real. It's up for your interpretation. You get what I'm going at? You guys ever play video games before? Yeah, I think that's my final thoughts. Now, you know, if I get around to making the essay about Borderlands 1 as a whole, then obviously I'll get into more detail about that. But so far, yeah, kind of my deal. I think Mordecai so far has been the funnest. Roland was a little bit of a disappointment, and Lilith has just been, you know, more of the game. I don't find her ability particularly interesting at any given point. I don't think. I don't know, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the quest level 60, and obviously getting the rest of the achievements. So good luck.